You're listening to the Muffin Junkee serves tunes with your tea. British Columbia's grooviest lo-fi music podcast.
Welcome back, kiddos. The Raving Loony, Jay Daniels here behind the podcast mic, and I'm joined by Ryan Bousquet of Eshniner Forest, and you're listening to part 2 of a special 2-part podcast on the music of Eshniner Forest. Now, Ryan has something he'd like to say to all the Muffin Junkee listeners out there that are listening to today's 2-part podcast on his music.
Thank you. Gotta admit, the studio here is looking pretty nice. If only the listeners could see this. What's that over in the corner? You got like a piranha tank? What?
Yes, we've just had it all remodeled. Yeah, it's a piranha tank. It's brand new. Ryan, my assistant producer, Bert Sounder, has just waved to me. Now, Ryan, he's motioning to me to move you away from the piranha tank. You don't want to put your hands in there. Perhaps we should start the second part of the interview. I'd like to ask you right now about your magnificent 8th album, Temples and Pyramids. It has some real interesting themes that run through it, many of them paranormal, ideas such as aliens, UFOs, hyperspace and space travel, sci-fi, life after death, and prehistory and ancient history, to name a few, but also Brian Wilson's 2004 release of Smile heavily influenced this amazing album, Temples and Pyramids. How did you draw upon all these influences as you put together this remarkable album of yours?
Well, there's a lot of themes. I don't force it on you, you know. It's all poetic, and there's like a logic to the words that slowly unfold these themes, such as aliens, UFOs. It's not in your face kind of a theme, but that is the underlying theme of things. If you really look into the lyrics and you find yourself wondering what's the reasons behind, those are the that's the underlying structure of the songs. And as for the music is very much inspired by Brian Wilson's Smile album. It's not the most easy music to write, but at the time that's what I was really into, and I wanted to reflect that in the music. I wanted the music to be just as rich and vibrant as this subject matter. And when Brian Wilson was writing the Smile album, like people say that knew him at the time, talk about how he was influenced by, almost from the beyond. And although the subject matter on Smile is a lot different, but he was almost, they say, like he was almost on a cosmic plane. So I was trying to reflect that, but more so in a direct way, be cosmic and paranormal. And I wanted to touch the subjects maybe that are a little bit, people have fear thinking about, So I like that territory, this is iffy subject matter, oh gosh, I don't want to think about that, but I reveal it in a way that's sensitive and not too in your face. It's just music, and that's what I really wanted to enjoy, is just the idea of music and the experience of having something that was really worthwhile to experience. I wanted it to make this album the most enriching music I've ever made.
Now, a lot of the ancient structures are aligned with the stars. What is your opinion of that, Ryan? And I think after that, it would be a perfect occasion for you to introduce your song, Temples and Pyramids, from Eshniner Forest's album, also titled Temples and Pyramids.
Yes, I would gladly tell you about temples and pyramids. I think the whole concept of ascension, basically, and not just ascension, but preparing yourself for ascension, is an incredibly positive way just to deal with the idea of dying. And, I say in the song, I'm packing up boxes. It's all about getting ready and being prepared for the next event in your life, which is kind of like the way you should go around life. You should be prepared for the next thing. You should have goals, and, nobody really wants to prepare for death, but I think, going out and thinking that you're going to be traveling the stars and going to Orion's belt is just an incredible concept. And whether it's true or not, I don't know, but I want to believe, in something that's greater than myself. So why not? Why not go to the stars, as a spirit? Sounds cool to me.
Temples and pyramids were built to the stars. Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. I'm right here with you. So we pack up our boxes and move all our stuff.
Now, Ryan, how would you say the songs on Temples and Pyramids differ from the songs that are on Spectacle Sunrise or Filth?
The songs on Temples and Pyramids versus Filth or Spectacle Sunrise, it's more so about time overall. Spectacle Sunrise and Filth, I was in a situation where I couldn't record that much, and I was just kind of like forcing stuff out of me. And Temples and Pyramids was written over a longer period of time, over a year's worth of writing went into that album, and I spent just on the music. I didn't write any lyrics for a year. I just focused on chords and, the song structure. That's it. And I knew the words would come in later, and that's all I did. I stopped recording for an entire year and just focused on music. And then after a year's time passed, I took the first 6 months of the next year, 2013, to record all the songs and as well as write lyrics. And that's the difference.
Ryan, I'm going to play two more back-to-back celestial tracks from your album Temples and Pyramids. Could you lead us into your songs, Heavens of Hyperspace and We Are Mutants?
Okay. In the Heavens of Hyperspace is sort of like a song about finding new grounds and accepting change and developing. It's about, a person in the future is able to somehow leave the planet Earth and live in space, and they're adapting to their new life. And We Are Mutants is a little jam electronic song. It's a little just fun.
Out beyond the clouds, man has left the ground. In these ships among the stars, going home is too far. Oh, so we sleep on minds at ease. Everything's in our dreams, and when we wake, a new home we await in the heavens of hyperspace, of hyperspace. Out beyond the clouds,
Now, the final song of yours that I wanted to ask you about from Temples and Pyramids, which we're going to hear in a few moments here, is called In Our Wake. What can you tell us about this magnificent song off Temples and Pyramids?
In Our Wake is a song about transversing or traveling. Musically, it's meant to echo the Beatles, like White Album era kind of stuff. It's a pop song. It's kind of catchy. In my opinion, it's single worthy, but it's not a single. And that's basically it.
For today is in our way. Yesterday our dreams escaped. For tomorrow schemes a placid lake, a cloudy stream. For today is in our way. Yesterday our dreams escaped.
This is Ryan Bousquet of Eshniner Forest, and you're listening to the Muffin Junkee, serves tunes with your tea.
Were built to the stars. Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true.
Ryan, perhaps right now you could say a few words about your album Emptiness is Nowhere. What was the main idea behind this album, and could you talk about the recording process when you put together the material for this album?
Okay. Emptiness is Nowhere is a little tiny concept album all the songs are really kind of short. It may take maybe 20 minutes to listen to the whole thing. I have yet to really sit down and measure how long it is, but it is the shortest album I've ever worked on. And also it was the most simple recording process. Basically, I just used my computer to record short little moments, short things like poems. I had a song that I was working on that's a complete song. There's only one complete song on the entire thing, and then everything else was just kind of sporadic, and I did it in the moment. Like, I eat a hamburger at one point and just talk about how good the hamburger is, and I twiddle on the guitar. It's just kind of like me being myself and just relaxing and saying, hey, I'm making something. And the concept of emptiness is nowhere is because emptiness is nowhere. And it's for someone who's like out there and they're looking for something, and they're feeling lonely and they don't really know what to do, and then they possibly could come across my album Emptiness is Nowhere, and it might cheer them up a bit. It also is in the spirit of John and Yoko, what is it, Unfinished Music, or their first album Two Virgins. But I'm doing this by myself, so
Emptiness is Nowhere has poems on it besides having some songs. Now, do you do a lot of poems? And if so, do some of them later become songs where you say, I'd like to add a guitar to this, and it forms the basis of a new song? Or do you just strictly keep them as a poem and do it in a spoken word format, for example? And I'm going to play a poem right now from Emptiness is Nowhere, and it's called Not Right. Could you say a few words about it? Then we'll hear your poem.
Actually, yeah, you kind of got it right, but it's reversed. The poem that you hear, Not Right, was actually a song, lyrics that I wrote for a song, but I forgot the chords, and it had been like a month, and I forgot what I wrote, and so I was just like, well, this is good enough as a poem. And as for the poem Not Right, which is poem/song or poem/used-to-be song, Not Right is about just questioning your surroundings. There's a lot of little concepts in the wordings and a lot of little things to think about. I just wanted to say something about questioning reality or questioning your surroundings and just have a questioning attitude.
Okay, here's a poem. When you're sleeping the day away and life's not taking your breath, and you seem to not care, no, you don't really care. Every night you look to the skies and take for granted, but the moon's just not right, and the sky's so blue. Are you blue too? Is that really you? When you take on a dream, nothing as real as it seems, but it's everything you want and all that you got. Every night you look to the skies and take it for granted, but the moon's just not right, and the sky is so blue. Are you blue too? Is that really you? Is that really you?
I'd like to play two songs right now from Emptiness is Nowhere by Eshniner Forest. Could you lead us into the tracks Don't Ask Why and Dog Dream?
Okay, the song Don't Ask Why is like a little tiny protest song. I guess it's like a double-sided knife. It's like anti-conspiracy theorist, but I don't really address anything. It's more, I don't like being too specific in lyrics, though I have been interested in that, in writing actual like direct protest songs. But this one's more towards the conspiracy theorist side, and you hear a lot of conspiracy theories and you just don't really know if it's true or not, but you're just sitting there wondering, it might be true, but the whole thing about don't ask why is like it's never going to be addressed. You know, there's always things happening in government. I mean, you know, if some guy asks the question, you know, it's never going to be addressed. So why even ask it? So don't even ask. That's the theory of don't ask why. And then Dog Dream is just being silly. I bark in it, and you know, it's nothing too serious.
These lands we can't hold hand in hand. Here is where we stand, and time is on demand. Oh no, no, no. gravity marks this time of tick-tock, tick-tock clocks. And we wonder why these questions break our skies, and we wonder why, but don't ask why. And we wonder why. These questions break our skies, and we wonder why, but don't ask why. It's all a dream. It's all a dream. Nothing as it seems. It's all a dream. Pet a dog in your dream. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Bark, bark, bark. Arr! Arf, arf, arf. Bark, bark, bark.
Let's talk right now about your fabulous brand new album, Dragoon Baby Cluster. How did you come up with that name, Ryan? It is a trip, by the way. I dig it, and I really dig the incredible music that's on this album.
Thank you.
Could you talk about how the album came together? And finally, what's up with the cover? Because it's also mind-blowing. It's got like this B-movie monster, a giant-eyed creature. Could you touch upon that as well?
Thank you. Dragoon Baby Cluster is a genre jumping album. I have punk music on there, and I have sort of like general rock songs. I have the Psyched Out jam song on there. It is just, I tried to jump around a lot. I wanted a versatile experience of an album, not my usual, straightforward one style. And as for the cover art, I really like Godzilla and all those 60s monster movies, and I just think they're hilarious.
Those are
and
classics.
And since it was, a versatile album, I wanted, something that was just crazy looking for the cover. So I found a picture online of a giant monster, and I added some effects and typed some swirly text for the logo, and just took it as it is.
Now, the very first song I'd like to play from your incredible new album, Dragoon Baby Cluster, is No Silence Hooray. Now, it's got a whole Germs punk kind of vibe going about it. Very Darby Crash-like vocals. They're amazing. I love it, Ryan. A great song. Could you talk about how this punk song came to be and lead us into it? No Silence Hooray.
Thank you. Yeah, No Silence Hooray. I just wanted to play a punk song. That's all. That's how it is with punk music, isn't it? You just want to play punk. Lyrically, I just wanted to be rebellious, and this song is probably the most punk I'll ever get. So, I hope you like the song. And yes, Darby Crash, the Germs, I think they're awesome. They're probably one of my favorite punk bands. Yeah.
Summer, won't you go? Summer, won't you stay? Summer, won't you come along? Summer, won't you come today? No silence, rain. No revolution. No more summer days. Nothing to count on. 'Cause it's in my way today. No silence,
Now, Ryan, before you lead us into another phenomenal track from Eshniner Forest's brand new, amazing album titled Dragoon Baby Cluster, could you talk a little bit more about punk? And specifically, I was wondering, did you start out your musical roots? Were they in punk rock? Like, did you like things like the Dead Kennedys, for example, and Black Flag, and say Husker Du?
My origins did not start off in punk music. I wanted to play Beatlesque rock and roll more so than punk music, or like folk music was more my interest. Punk music just kind of like sporadically comes in and out. There's a brief moment on Temples and Periods where I have a punk sort of moment, but it never like shines through. I do like punk music. I've grown to appreciate it. At the same time, I never had any interest in it deeply enough to want to play it. With Dragoon Baby Cluster, I wanted a variety, so I was just like, I'm going to push some punk in here. And there's a couple songs. The main inspiration is Bikini Kill. I never really had that many punk influences. I heard of the Dead Kennedys, and I've heard music since then, but I did not know about them when I was younger. The punk bands I knew about that I liked when I was a teenager, and I still like today, are The Germs, Bikini Kill, Beat Happening, which is kind of punkish. But yeah, I never really delved too deep into it. Maybe I should.
The next mind-bending song I thought I'd play from your brand new album is called I Am What I Am What I Am. Spelt like the sweet potato. I love the play on words. By the way, Ryan, could you lead us into this track?
I am what I am, what I am, what I am. That song, the title is kind of taken from Popeye, because Popeye's like, I am what I am, what I am. Olive oil. And as for the music, it's inspired by Bikini Kill, particularly Billy Caron's guitar playing. I really like how he just constructualizes this heavy music, but at the same time it's melodic. And it's very punk and melodic, and I like that kind of thing. And I added a lot of, synthesizers and drums. The lyrics are about nothing really that important. It's just, they were just off the top of my head. And the vocal is me trying to do my best Darby Crash impression.
I
I'd like to play 2 more tracks from Dragoon Baby Cluster, Eshniner Forest's brand new album. Ryan, could you talk about Fun is All the Rage and One Night at a Time? And then I'll play them for the listeners.
I would gladly tell you about these songs. Fun is All the Rage is a Beatle-esque. It has a lot of little Beatle-y elements, such as the bass and the drums and the transitions. It's just a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun things happening. It's not a very serious song lyrically, and I just like all the little changes. It has a very 60s vibe, Beatle-y vibe to it. It has a few maybe ELO sort of electronic sound moments in it to me. I just like it. And One Night at a Time is my little way of hinting at me doing a little Brian Wilson again. I really like Brian Wilson's 1988 album, his solo album called Brian Wilson, and this is kind of like a nod that I listened to that, and I was inspired.
Protected by a memory from long ago. Oh, comes and goes, lessons known. I can't be burned. No. Blue skies, out of sight, out of mind. Blue nights, take it one at a time. You know the answer's all inside. You hide inside your mind. You're a beacon of light, and you shine, 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 and you shine, shine, shine. You're a beacon of time, and you shine, 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 and you shine, 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 and you shine. One night at a time, 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 one night at a time. One night at a
Ryan, Eshniner Forest has 10 albums, if I'm not mistaken, and lots of internet singles and so forth. Now, where can the listeners go to check out all these wonderful albums and various singles by Eshniner Forest?
Most all my music is on my Bandcamp site, and Eshniner Forest is spelled Eshniner Forest. I know it's a weird word and weird everything, but I'm cool with it. And also I have a main website. It's eschninerforest.org. I have a lot of free stuff on there, and it's very easy and accessible to check it out. Thank you.
Now, for the listeners that are more visually orientated, Ryan, Eshniner Forest has lots of videos online. In fact, you will quite often perform acoustic versions of your songs via video. Could you talk a little bit about that and about all of your Eshniner Forest videos, and just where can folks watch them?
Thanks, Jay. I'd be glad to. You can watch my videos on YouTube. You can get there through my main website, eschninerforest.org. I do original songs, cover songs. I also post tracks, album tracks that I think are significantly interesting. It's just a good place to go to see and hear.
Ryan, I've got one more quick question that I'd like to squeeze in, if you don't mind. Which bands do you really dig today? Whose music currently floats your boat?
I like a lot of groups. There's a band called Deerhoof that I like a lot. They're like I don't know, they're like avant-garde punk rock. They're all over the place. I really just like them a lot. There's a girl out of Olympia, Washington. She's writing like psychedelic sort of 60s witchery songs. She calls herself Globe Lamp, and she's just amazing. Like, she has some amazing songs. There's another group from Athens, Georgia. They're called Circulatory System. There's a new group that Sean Lennon started called The Ghost of the Saber-Toothed Tiger. I also like a band that I'm friends with on the internet called the Striped Bananas. And I also really like a band that I used to be in called The Orchid Pool, as well as Bell House. They're all modern rock bands.
Ryan, we're going to wrap up today's podcast in a few moments here. But before we do, I just wanted to thank you for being an amazing musical guest here today on the show here this morning, and for giving us those magnificent interviews, and for allowing us to play your fabulous music, the music of Eshniner Forest. And also extra thanks goes out to you for creating that hilarious Sun Conversation audio that you did especially for today's podcast.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you letting me be on the show and letting me talk and you talking and just having fun. This was a fun show. Thank you.
Now, kiddos, I know that you're very eager to hear one more song by Eshniner Forest before we end part 2 of this podcast on the music of Eshniner Forest. So let's talk about that right now. Now, Ryan, this next song from Temples and Pyramids is one that I think will appeal to both humans and aliens alike. Ryan, why don't you lead us into your song from Temples and Pyramids called Watch Doctor Who?
Yes. Watch Doctor Who. It's an indirect song about Doctor Who. It's about a character like Doctor Who. Although I do say watch Doctor Who in part of the lyrics, it's more so about a general character, and I don't really go too deep into specifics about Doctor Who. I'm just a fan of the show, and there's nothing other than the lyrics "Watch Doctor Who" in the lyrics that kind of hits upon fandom. All the other lyrics are kind of just generalized and could be about Doctor Who or a superhero like Doctor Who. Other than that, it's just a little kind of pop song, and I hope you enjoy it.
And here you are, no battle scars, no VCRs. You're one of the few from beyond the blue, from beyond the blue. All around you, you should look all around you. All around you, your love is true. And here you are, no fancy car, no cheap cigars. Let's take a moment or two, watch Doctor Who, watch Doctor Who. All around you, you should look all around you. All around you, a little more you got to choose. All around you, you should look all around you. All around you, a little more you'll never lose. And here you are, no fancy cars, no cheap cigars. Let's take a moment or two, watch Doctor Who, watch Doctor Who.
I have just noticed that my musical guest Ryan's cup is his teacup is empty, and I have to top that up. And also, I'm getting parched myself. I'm laughing because he and I both have Doctor Who mugs that I brought out in honor of the fact that Ryan is a huge fan of science fiction just as much as I am. Now, Ryan's Doctor Who mug has Romana on it, the second incarnation, played by the luscious Layla Ward. And on the cup, she's in her schoolgirl outfit, circa City of Death. And my mug has K9 on it, the Doctor's beloved robotic dog assistant. Ryan, I'm just going to pour your tea now into the mug. There you are.
Thank you. This tea is awesome.
You know, I like to keep my tea simple. Tea, Earl Grey, hot.
I really, really like Doctor Who a lot. I have a good collection of DVDs. I like pretty much the 60s, 70s stuff the most. William Hartnell, John Pertwee, Tom Baker. I'm a fan of those guys. More so Tom Baker than anyone else.
Ryan, I completely agree with you. Tom Baker was the best Doctor Who. He of curly hair and scarf and jelly baby fame. As if y'all don't know who he is.
Tom Baker, he's just out there. He's like, he was from outer space. You know, he had that stare, that glare. You know, when they do the thriller endings with the cutaways, he would always, you know, be the most gripping. You know, have this weird gripping stare into nowhere, and you just like, what's gonna happen next? And at the same time, you're laughing because it's just so weird. But if I had to pick a second Doctor, it'd be William Hartnell. I just like his weirdness, his awkwardness, and his what do you think of this kind of stuff. And it's just hilarious to me. Though I don't think he was trying to be funny, but he was funny.
You know, and Hartnell was great too, but let's not forget John Pertwee. I mean, how do you beat that frilly shirt and the velvet smoking jacket? That was an awesome look, you have to admit, Ryan.
Yeah, and John Pertwee, his hair was like a light bulb.
Louise Jameson was hot as Leela.
Yeah. Leela and her Janus thorns and the Doctor. You didn't like those things particularly. He kind of like, it was like his smirk on his face when she pulled out those thorns. I'm still laughing to this day.
I'll agree with you there, but I still think that the female Time Lord trumps the whole savage thing. But I'm not knocking you for your preference, because I totally understand that.
Yeah, I like Romana. She was a good companion. I thought she was like smart. She was just like the Doctor, you know. It was like having two doctors, but one was female.
And Ryan, who could forget Layla Ward's red and black outfit in Warrior's Gate from the East Base trilogy? My God, I must have watched that 100 times just for that alone.
That's funny.
You know, Ryan, after this podcast, you and I should hang out and watch some Doctor Who. I think we should watch either the complete Key to Time stories on DVD, and Shada, maybe, the classic last episode of Doctor Who. Lots of Layla Ward in those, too.
Where's the DVD player? Let's go.
Oh, is this thing on? Is this on right now? Oh, let's play music. Where's Jay? Jay's not around here right now. Well, well, how about we play some music? Yeah, this is great. How do you work this thing? This is a studio? What? Oh, we're in a studio. I'm talking to myself in the studio. Oh, let me get this record. Let's get this record right here. Open it up, and this song's called The Takawaka Waltz. by Ting Tang Rangadong. Sounds hip. Real hip. Wait a minute, I can't read. This says Golden Land by Eshniner Forest. That sounds super hip.